Hey folks, start off in Canvas and download this practice file. If you double click on that arrow, it should just go into your downloads right there. It's called Lip Sync Practice. Go to Photoshop and open up that file. Go File, Open, and it's going to be in your downloads. Lip Sync Practice. I'm going to open that up. Here's what it's going to look like. You're going to see my character. You should find your own or draw your own. It can be simple, but you're going to basically fill up the page with a character. Right now, this is what it looks like. You've got a sound as a reference.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. And the sound is in there. My mouth shapes that I used for this are all under mouth shape examples. What you're going to do is after you take a look at this, you're going to make your own. So you're going to turn off mine. You're going to look at the paper that I give you as an example. You can also look at the shapes that I used here. And then notice in the timeline, be mindful of how they're organized. So if I zoom out a little bit, I made the mouth shape. So each one of these is a different layer with a different shape on it. I've got a resting pose. I've got the H and E sound. I've got the L sound, the O sound, and then it goes back to a resting pose at the end. So I just did my best to try to line it up with the sound that the audio is making. They're not all exactly the same because that wouldn't look correct, because with every word there's going to be longer drawn out parts of the word and syllables. There's going to be some syllables that are faster. So it's important to have a reference on this one so you can make it sound realistic and match it up. You're lip syncing. You're trying to sync the shape of the mouth to the audio that you're using. And so
Hello,
just again,
hello.
I did my best to try to line that up. You are going to close this one out, and then under the one where it says your work, I've got the layers here for you. You are going to need to organize them accordingly. So you're going to draw, it's really only 4 drawings of these simple mouth shapes. You can duplicate this rest pose so that you just draw it once. It's really easy. It's just a line. It's just a closed mouth. So very, very simple. Certainly put more details in if you're a more experienced artist. For beginners, for people that just want to get a start on this, we're just going real simple with simple shapes. Think about adding more artistic flair later on. For now, let's focus on just getting this idea of syncing up the mouth shape to the audio and to the sound correct. Then when you go to do your assessment, you're going to just have some practice and experience doing this. So basically, you're going to find your own character, bring it in here, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to use this frog that I downloaded. I'm going to scale it up a lot. And bring it to the beginning. It's one thing I always forget. Wherever that timeline is, if you bring in a picture, it's going to be the same size. So I've got my frog here. I'm going to lower the opacity because I want it to be about the same scale as the character that I have in there so that the mouth kind of lines up. I think that's fine. I think that'll work. Okay. And then you want to get rid of whatever mouth is already on the character. And I'm going to hide the mouth shape because you're going to be drawing the mouth shape, right? So super easy to do that. All you got to do is, I might need to rasterize this layer. I'm just going to grab a brush tool, sample the background color by hitting I. That's going to bring that color of the background over here, and I'm going to hit B. Now that erased the mouth. So now it's going to be ready to draw the mouth over. So go ahead, once you download the practice file and have my example there, get rid of my example. and you're going to bring in your own character. So find something. It can be a found character, but just don't use mine, just to practice doing this to make it more personal.
Hello.
But you can see this will work for any character, basically. And so once you got that character in there, and I need to now drag this down. Okay. You can use what I have as a reference here for the different shapes, but I want you to draw your own. So it's going to say your work here, do your own work. And again, you're welcome to use what I have here to, as a guide. But really you should be doing your own drawing here and adding your own flair to it, okay? So you're going to go to this thing that says your work. It's a group, and you're going to start lining these up with what I've done in the example here. I know it gets a little tricky with a lot of layers, but we're just going to have to bear with that. But yeah, so you're going to do the rest pose. You're going to draw the mouth shape for the H-E mouth pose. You're going to do the L sound. And you can see I'm stacking these, it's going to be a little different. You should spend more time aligning this, but you want to make sure that you're stacking these so that they play one after another. Okay? And then again, you're just doing the rest pose, the H-E sound, what that mouth shape looks like, the L, and then the O.
Hello.
Okay? Delete mine or turn the visibility off once you have drawn yours. And then you're going to just export this as a GIF. So save for Web Legacy as a GIF. You can also just do this as a MP4 file, whatever you want to do, really. It can be GIF or MP4, doesn't matter, however you want to do it. But turn that into Canvas when you're done.